Hi, my name is McCollin, and I'll be discussing my final year project, which focuses on creating a sustainable city and community in Barbados. I'll be breaking down this project into three components, these being the introduction, procedure, and finally, data analysis. The introduction, which would include a research question and a brief literature review. The procedure, which consists of the methodology and the data analysis, which would comprise of results, discussion, and conclusion. As you all may be aware, the United Nations has a set of series of sustainable development goals that they wish to achieve by 2030. One of these goals, specifically Goal 11, is to create sustainable cities and communities. This goal in particular plays a critical role to future generations, given that more than half of the world's population reside within cities and communities, and this number is expected to increase significantly in the coming decades. This project aims to contribute to the achievement of these SDGs by proposing solutions that are environmentally, socially, and economically sustainable. And I believe that by addressing these three pillars of sustainability, we can create cities and communities that are not only resilient to the changes in the future, but also provide a high quality of life for the residents. In this presentation, I'll be providing an overview of my project, its objectives, and the strategies developed to achieve them. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to sharing my project with you. The subject area that I'll be focusing on is the villages at Coverley, which is a relatively new housing development which is located within the southernmost parish of Christchurch, Barbados. It was designed to be a mixed-use community, offering residential, commercial, and recreational spaces for its residents. The development covers approximately 300 acres of land and is situated near the Grande Antilles International Airport. Within this study, there are three key objectives, these being 1, to identify the most suitable renewable energy sources for the area based on factors such as local climate, energy demand, cost, and availability. The second objective is to implement alternative green building materials in the construction of new residential houses. And thirdly, to educate and raise awareness among residents about the benefits of using renewable energy and energy efficient appliances through regular community engagement activities within 1 year. Subsequently, the three aspects that I'll be focusing on to achieve these goals are the implementation of solar panels, rainwater for harvesting, which will be used in agriculture, and lastly, the use of green building materials. Firstly, solar panels, also known as photovoltaic panels, are becoming increasingly popular as a source of renewable energy. They work by converting sunlight into electricity, which can then be used to power homes, businesses, and other electrical devices. The usefulness of solar panels cannot be overstated, as they offer numerous benefits both for individuals and for society as a whole. First and foremost, solar panels are a clean and renewable source of energy. Unlike traditional sources of energy such as coal and oil, solar panels do not emit harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. This means they can help to reduce air pollution and combat climate change, which is becoming an increasing pressing issue in our world today. By using solar panels, individuals can reduce their carbon footprint, thus helping to create a greener, cleaner, more sustainable future. In addition to the environmental benefits, solar panels can also be extremely cost effective. While the initial investment in solar panels can be significant, they can also provide substantial savings over time. By generating their own electricity, individuals can reduce their reliance on traditional power sources and potentially save money on their monthly energy bills. In some cases, solar panels can even generate excess electricity that can be sold back to the grid, providing an even more additional source of income. Solar panels are also highly versatile and can be used in a variety of settings. They can be installed on the roofs and homes of some businesses, even on the ground, or even some water sources. This means that solar energy can be harnessed in a wide range of environments. As it relates to rainwater harvesting, this is the process of collecting and storing rainwater that falls on the rooftops, land surfaces, and other catchment areas for later use. This method of water conservation has been used for centuries in various parts of the world, but it has gained renewed attention as a sustainable water management practice. It is an important component of sustainable communities as it helps to promote the efficient use of water resources as well as reducing reliance on central water system, and also helps to mitigate the impacts of climate change. Rainwater harvesting systems can vary in size and complexity, but they generally involve capturing water from rooftops and other catchment surfaces and storing them in tanks or other containers for later use. The collected rainwater can be used in a variety of purposes, including irrigation, toilet flushing, washing clothes, and even drinking if properly treated. Finally, rainwater harvesting can help to promote sustainable agriculture and food production. In many developing countries, agriculture is a major source of income and food security, but it is also a significant consumer of water resources. By using rainwater for irrigation, farmers can reduce their dependence on groundwater and surface water sources, which may be overused or even polluted. This can help to promote more sustainable agricultural practices and reduce the impact of agriculture on water resources. And this key point particularly ties into this aspect, as it will be used to help to water crops in the community, which should be sold at the market. Lastly, green building materials refer to materials that are eco-friendly and sustainable, which can be used in the construction, renovation, and maintenance of buildings. These materials are designed to reduce the impact of buildings on the environment, reduce waste, and promote sustainability. The use of green building materials can have significant benefits for developing sustainable communities by improving the environmental, social, and economic aspects of building construction. Traditional building materials such as concrete, steel, and brick require large amounts of energy and resources to produce and transport. On the other hand, green building materials such as bamboo, recycled plastic, and salvaged wood require fewer resources to produce and transport, reducing the overall carbon footprint of construction. Green building materials are also typically made from renewable or even recycled material, thus reducing the need for new resources and minimizing waste. As it relates to the procedure aspect of this project, it was done through two steps. The first being through a questionnaire, and the second being through GIS applications, to gain an understanding into the area of the land which falls underneath Coverley's ownership, to see where the buildings and roads fall within the community, and which areas still under construction or even vacant, to implement the three aspects, which were solar panels, rainwater harvesting, and green buildings. The questionnaire consisted of 14 questions, which all aimed to gather information on the residents of Coverley energy habits to gauge the range of their current energy habits. This information will then be taken to advise the community on aspects of their habitual routine, which could be adjusted to help save them time and conserve more energy. Some of these questions include what type of lighting they typically use, if they have any energy efficient appliances, if they turn off their lights and electronics when not in use, and whether if they have solar panels installed. As it relates to the GIS component, this was done with accurate information provided by the Barbados Land and Surveys Department, which shows a detailed view of the land elevation, where the roads are located, and the exact positioning of the houses and buildings. With this information, I was able to decipher where the proposed aspects should be implemented in the land. This map shows the structures and contour intervals of Coverley, Barbados, such as the buildings, roads, road edges, and contours. This section of the presentation pertains to the data analysis, focusing on the questionnaire and GIS, as well as to how the solar panels, rainwater harvesting, and green building can be implemented. As it relates to the questionnaire, so far, there have been 105 responses for the residents in Coverley. From analysis of the answers, A majority of the residents have mixed responses as to whether or not they think their energy habits are in fact contributing to a slower growth rate for sustainability within the community. However, it is important to note that some of them have in fact taken steps, such as opting for LED light bulbs as opposed to incandescent. Additionally, 93.3% are interested in learning about how new sustainable energy measures and options for the futures can help them, such as implementing rainwater harvesting for agriculture and more widespread uses of solar panels. Subsequently, the architectures can follow up from some of the building designs which are described, which consists of green materials, where this section of the community, which is now being under construction, would not only serve as a green or new aspect, but however, what the rest of the community should strive to be. Furthermore, using the information provided from the Barbados Land and Survey Department, I was able to illustrate the area of land and where each of these renewable aspects will be applied. As seen in the map, solar panels, which are represented by the orange, will be implemented into 50% of these areas. As it relates to the agricultural component, which should be spearheaded by the use of rainwater harvesting, this will be done in the area which is represented by the pink on the top right. Lastly, the green building materials for the new houses will be implemented in the area represented to the left in beige, which is also the area of Coverley, which is currently underneath construction. With the assistance from engineers at Adams Consultancy Agency, I was able to design a functioning plan drawing of a house utilizing green materials and renewable energy to be applied to the community. In this house, it utilizes solar panels, bamboo roofs, Energy Star windows, and EVA water tanks. In conclusion, it is in fact possible to implement these new aspects into the community to aid in becoming more sustainably viable, thus coincided with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for 2030, and with the residents of Coverley being open to learning new ways to reduce their energy use. This could in fact come into fruition. I'd like to thank the Barbados Lands and Survey Department for their assistance in obtaining information regarding to Coverley, as well as Adams Consultancy Agency for taking the time and assisting me in making my ideas more applicable for our local community. Thank you for your time.